Hello, EDU261. I want to say thank you for how you are quickly responding to your assignments, and I would like to just say I've already read through in Module 1 some of your cute little names that you have chosen. I really love those. I'm just so interested in hearing all about what you've decided to choose for a name for your center and why you've chosen that. So that's exciting. And please note that I will not grade any of the assignments in a module until after the due date. I don't want to start grading anything and then all of a sudden I have to go back because more people have submitted it before the due date. So please don't look for anything being graded until after the due date. And so this means some of them, and I've just so enjoyed reading them. I want to do several things today in this video. First of all, I just kind of want to go over some of these resources that are here on your Moodle page, as well as talk through all of our assignments. But prior to talking through all of our assignments for the next module, I want to show you a few little video clips about licensing and starting a child care center and some of those things. So first of all, I want to make sure you've looked at these resources and that you have placed these resources, you've printed them off and placed them in your notebook. You will need to use them or refer to them possibly in Module 2 as well as other modules on this class. Okay, I want to show you a few little videos.
Hello, I'm Sarah Norris with Total Childcare in Wilmington, North Carolina, and today we're going to talk about rules and regulations for starting a daycare. There are many rules and regulations within the daycare industry. Childcare is a multifaceted business and it requires many regulations because we're dealing with people's most precious commodity, children. And when dealing with children, numerous things can always happen, so there have to be a lot of rules and regulations in place to be sure that they're protected and that everything is done in their best interest. In North Carolina, we have a wonderful pre-licensing workshop. So if you're thinking about starting a child care center or facility, then I would recommend that you go to this pre-licensing workshop, which will give you all the rules and regs and information you need in order to start this process. This is our North Carolina Rules and Regulations Handbook, and as you can see, it's quite thick and it covers a lot of territory. But it's information that you must know and that you must follow. Rules and regulations we don't always like, however they're put in place because whoever made those rules believe that it's important that they exist for the welfare of the child. And so many of those rules are involved with safety and health issues and what is best for children. And they are necessary to follow. In most states you don't have a choice. You must follow these rules. So it's important that you obtain a booklet like this. You can easily, I would think, get that in most states from your state agencies, whoever handles your child care industry there. You would call and either order a copy or most places now have copies online, and you'd be able to look over these and see what the requirements are and how you can best meet them. But from day one in beginning a business, you must be in compliance with all the rules and the regulations that are required for your particular area. So today we've talked a little bit about rules and regulations within the child care industry. It's important that you obtain copies of these before beginning a business in child care and that you understand and you follow all the guidelines as closely as possible. Hi, I'm Sarah Norris from Wilmington, North Carolina and Total Child Care Center. I'd like to talk with you today about safety issues in child care. Safety is one of the most important issues with children, period, and certainly in the child care environment. It is important that everything is checked every day involving safety. That includes a lot of outdoor equipment, your indoor equipment, your room arrangement, those types of things that can cause accidents for young children. You need to be aware that transportation safety in child care is very important. There are a number of rules and regulations regulating a lot of the safety issues. Your normal classroom rules will address many safety issues as well as your state regulations that you must follow. Most of those are concerned with the child's safety. It's important that you keep that foremost in your thoughts every day. Make a quick check of the center and the outside environment to be sure that everything is safe for that day. Repair and replace equipment immediately. So take a quick tour of your center inside and out each day to be sure that the safety issues have been addressed and your children will not be as prone to have accidents for that day.
Well, I hope those videos were helpful for you. As you can see, it's much darker out right now. We had a little thunderstorm and I took a little break. Now we're back and I want to finish up with you. We're going to look at Module 2's the different assignments we have here. So looking under Module 2, you need to read the entire book for this Module 2 here. Make sure you read every page. Look at the links for Module 2. There's a Chapter 3 PowerPoint on licensing that might be helpful for you. Rules and regulation packet, and if you click on that, you will see that each one of the assignments, just a rough description of the assignment is listed here. And then the rubrics for each one gives a little bit more of the expectations of what you're going to do. So for each one of these assignments that go into your rules and regulations procedures packet that you would have for staff to follow when they initially suspect abuse. This would be a great thing. What would be the steps that they would need to take? Put in your notebook, or write a management plan to reduce the possibility of allegations of child abuse against center staff. You want to include a variety of different actions that you could take as a director of a center to reduce the likelihood of abuse occurring and the center's legal liability in the event that it might occur or that it does occur. So look at this assignment and figure out which one of these two you want to complete. Be sure to provide a reference page in APA format for any resources you used, including if you use policies that your current child care facility might have, or if you found a policy or ideas on websites and use some of those for your policy or management plan. So make sure you have a reference page in APA format. If you read Chapter 15, the section on child abuse, that might be very helpful for you. And then if you look down here, this will give you a little bit more information on how the grading will be taking place for this assignment. Okay, and there's some other resources for you underneath this assignment: legal issues regarding abuse and neglect and indicators of abuse and neglect, which probably will both help you in completing that assignment. The next assignment is upgrading regulatory or accreditation. Our regulatory system is the STARS system here in North Carolina, as many of you know. And you're going to develop a plan to upgrade your regulatory or STARS or an accreditation status of your center. Refer to the following website to understand the North Carolina STAR rating system. Know that we are on a 5-star system. And let's say that you're a 3-star and you want to move to a 4-star. You need to develop a plan. What would be the steps? What are the things that you would do to reach that 4-star status? Now, if we would go to this website, and it is right here, the STAR rated license. This is on the DCBEE website, or again, if you look up here, it's ncchildcare.nc.gov. Under the STAR rated license, and you can scroll through these different sections here, and they're all about the STAR rated license, how points are earned, increasing your STAR rating, hint, hint, sample license, curriculum, and STAR license frequently asked questions. So these are all things that you'll want to look at and help you with this assignment. Again, if you'll go down to the bottom, you will notice some of the ways that if you can be successful in this item, in this assignment, making sure you've completed all of these things here. Going on to the next assignment, we have, management checklist. So let's look at that one. This assignment is where you're going to make a checklist. You're going to create a management checklist to monitor routine requirements set forth for licensing standards, such as monthly fire drills, child immunizations, staff CPR and first aid renewals, and ongoing staff requirements. You know, things that are necessary for staff, that are required for them, you might have on this list as well, on this checklist. Now, these are things that you're going to have to keep up with and know when things need to be renewed, know when child immunizations need to be updated, know when you have completed your monthly fire drills. So you can create a checklist for each one of these things. Or if you want to create an Excel spreadsheet and you have the little tabs at the bottom, and each one of those tabs would be a new checklist, that would be helpful. That way it's all in one big document, but you have those different tabs that you create for each of these checklists. Again, make sure you provide a reference page if you use resources from your current place or from other places. Check the bottom down here to make sure that you've included all of the things that are required. That will be helpful. Again, check back with that the packet information at the top of the module. So you'll have this packet information, rules and regulations packet, and that has the rubrics on each one of those assignments. So look back at that as well if that's helpful for you. The professional development plan. The assignment here you'll need to create a professional development plan for your center. Be sure to cover employee requirements, description of any available center support for continuing professional development. Is the center going to pay for the different professional development, for possibly for them to take courses at CCR&R, or if they're going to take courses here at Blue Ridge, or what are you going to do for their professional development? Are there other community resources for continuing professional development, such as CCR&R? And any incentives provided? Be sure to look at the minimum standards below, down here, so that you know what's required. And again, the reference page. The next assignment is the staff scheduling and maintaining staff-child ratio. For this assignment, you're going to create a staff schedule and monitoring instrument or a document that ensures the center maintains the staff-child ratio requirements for licensing. So you're going to need to show the estimated number of children and staff in attendance at various times during the day in various classes, depending on how many classes that you have. So if you're not in a child care facility now, you can make up those classes, and there's classes names. You can make up the staff names. So you get to have a little bit of fun and creativity with this. Again, provide a reference page. And look down here again at what is required and how we're going to grade this assignment. And the last one is the orientation plan. This assignment is you're going to create an orientation plan for new staff. You've just hired staff. You need to put them through an orientation plan of everything that you need to cover with them when they're first hired. So again, look down here at the grading document and how you're going to be graded for this. And it's very helpful to look through each one of these on every single one of the assignments, because it will help you to be sure you've included everything you need to include for each assignment. I think that's it for the assignments. Make sure you read Chapter 3 and Chapter 12 and take those quizzes. And I hope you will learn a lot while you're doing and completing these rules and regulations packet. Make sure again that you've gone through all the resources, that you've checked this website, which again is going to be very helpful even for some of those other assignments or even assignments coming up. If you look under this part where it says provider documents, you'll see that there are forms here for family child care homes and forms for child care centers. So you may want to look through and scroll through all of these documents here, and there may be some that you might be able to use or adapt to some of these assignments that you have maybe not this module, but in upcoming modules. So look through those, and I'm sure they'll be helpful for you. But again, when you use things from someone else or another website or from your current facility, be sure to provide a reference page and make sure it's completed in APA format. Well, I hope you have a great module too. Thank you for joining us in this class.